Welcome everyone back to Court of Swords. It's been a little while, but we're here. Max is late. Some things never changes. He'll be back soon. He's still on vacation somewhere on a cruise. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with that guy? He'll be here soon. Adam's sounding bassier in his time off. Adam, please speak for the people.
Hello, everybody. No, I'm just kidding around. Hi, hello. Yes, I have some new audio hardware, and as with anything that you ever change about anything, every stream has been just a cavalcade of, yes, I sound different. No, It's not just you.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a new piece of equipment. Can a mod just post the command in chat? Thank you.
To me,
can we just get a post of it?
Again, we'll mention Max. Just keep throwing him to the wolves till he's here. You've got the Max effect going on. If you've ever talked to Max in person, he's not as bassy and sultry as he actually sounds online. He's got that piped in bass, just like you do now.
I have the same hardware as him.
Yeah.
So
he shared the
I
preset.
sound like Max all the time.
Yep.
I just normal Max voice.
It's very true.
So yeah. Yeah,
I know. Gave you the Max
that's all I ever
preset,
wanted.
and it's just boost the bass, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
it does sound a lot better. I'm getting less like fan noise, and hopefully I'll be easier to manage volume wise instead of like now Adam's really quiet and no one can hear him, and then all of a sudden he's really loud and everyone wishes they couldn't hear him.
It does sound more middling, which is good.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
It's pleasing to my ears that I don't have to sit there and ride the volume.
Yeah. Well, and I posted after I was editing my first VOD, after I got the gear, I've been doing a bunch of these like RPG first looks, and it's like 2 hours of me talking about a role-playing game. So there's no other audio.
Yeah.
And I went in to edit one and I looked at the waveform and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And I compared it to an earlier one. And in the early one, it's like spiking like crazy. And this one is just like a flat plane just out across the audio distance forever. It made me very happy. I was just like, I don't have to adjust this at all.
That's true.
I just click go, and
that's good stuff.
That's great.
By the way, Adam, I don't know how to tell you this, but Zeke is gunning for your DM spot. He's now 2 shows in, and some conversations have happened. He's been messaging me some things, and I'm just saying there might be.
Well, that's good to know.
There might be some changes, I'll
just make a note of that here in my notebook.
Zeke,
what have you done? What have you done?
I've doomed us, Zeke. We're dead at the beginning of the episode. We're going to die for a second show in a row. How does it feel? Are you excited?
Great.
Yeah. You're now 2.
Well, that's really exciting.
You did the 2 one-shots, and you finished. You finished it. You were able to end it. I was worried last night when you had 15 minutes to go, and no one knew where the actual end goal was.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you try to take into account how long taking new people through battles is. But, well, first of all, how long it is taking people through battles, period.
Right.
It takes a long time to do battles. And second, new people through their battles, reminding them like, hey, look at your skills. Hey, remember you have bless. Hey, remember inspiration. Do you want to use that? Like all that kind of shit. Like you want to like kind of.
Yeah. Zeke, you're right. It is easier when you don't have to play everyone's character for them. Max. Oh wait, he didn't even show up.
He's not even here.
Fuck it, right? He's not even here. So this episode's gonna be real smooth. Yeah. So how did it go, Zeke? Are you feeling good about doing the 2-shot? Or are you just like wallowing in the like, oh my god, I could have done everything better? Where are you at on the spectrum there?
Well, I'm not so much thinking how much I could do. I could have done everything better. I'm thinking more along the lines of next time when I do one, maybe I'll try with more experienced role players than I am a DM.
Sure.
So everything goes a bit faster. They know the character sheets and they know the rule set and that kind of stuff. And then I can focus on actually crafting like a more colorful adventure rather than like, okay, I have 2 battles set up. Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna do 1 battle and we're not gonna even get halfway through what I had planned. Well, okay.
You got the full
you
got the full D&D experience, I feel, because you had like one. You got lucky with Swiftor from my point of view, because he was like, all right, guys, stay on the fucking task. Come on, Hobbs, stop making dick jokes. Let's go. Let's like focus in here. Stay with me. And then Anthony was very timid. I think Anthony was, getting used to the role playing aspect. I don't think he's done much role playing before. So he's a little shy.
Started getting, he was starting to really enjoy Noxus's voice.
He was, like, towards the end.
He wanted to talk more, which was great.
And then Katie, I feel like she probably had the most RP experience out of all those, but definitely new to D&D like the rest of them. So I feel like you got the full like gambit in terms of a new DM's experience, which is good.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have anybody like rules lawyering you into the ground, or like anybody who's making you feel like, oh, I don't actually know the rules of this game.
Hold on, he did have
like,
chat.
So
he did have chat. Like that's chat,
you do,
right?
Yeah.
And they were helping more than hurting, I think.
It went a lot better in that vein than I thought it was going to. Like I thought I was going to get more people jumping up my ass about like shit I was messing up, because I messed up quite a bit.
Sure.
But honestly, it wasn't like game breakingly messed up. You know,
right.
I forget, like, okay, on in the grid based map of D&D that you use in Roll20, diagonal does count as adjacent. It doesn't. I mean, I always thought it was north, south, east, west. That was what counted as, like, if you left that area or joined that area, that was the attack, like, of opportunity thing. I thought diagonal was cool, so I was like, okay, I fucked up one of those things where she was on the diagonal, blah 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 blah.
Right.
So minor shit like that, nothing major, and I think everybody got a taste of it, of how the rule set works, how to do it online. You know, because if most people if they've done it like on a tabletop with people.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I hope in the future that they either are more. That's why I invited them. Not only were they my friends, but they're first timers, and hopefully they'll get like maybe some invites to do other shit. Like not even necessarily on this channel, but like any
no, there are no other channels. This is the only channel that does any of this kind of content.
Good job, Adam.
Shut up, Zeke.
Good job.
This is the only.
Good job.
I feel like we both just say the same thing at exactly the same time, because
I just want to
welcome to RollPlay, the only place for role-playing content on the internet. Don't listen to Zeke.
I just want to see a fist with $100 bills just coming from the side and like, oh, thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Well, no, he lives in Canada, so I have to pay him in audio goods like the one he just got. So
that's right.
You have to pay him in geese.
You have a barter.
Yes,
we have a barter economy up here.
We do.
So
that's how it works in Canada.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I'm glad you were able to finish off the show. It was definitely a lot of fun to watch.
I even got to do my little twist. I was happy about.
Yeah, you even got the twist, the GM twist. It was good. Mr. GassyMexican, why were you late?
Hello.
Let's talk about it. You were late. You can't. I will always cite June 25th, 2019 for the "I'm never late" to anything. What were you doing? What was going on?
I was actually waking up, coordinating the gas guy that was. Well, I was in the process of waking up and coordinating the gas guy to be here to turn on my gas so I can have hot showers, and then realized, oh shit, I haven't showered, and I need to go and just pathetically scoop myself some water over my body so that way I can be clean. This is where you say something.
Well, I was gonna backseat and move you, but I'm not. You do you. You can turn on your gas whenever you need.
Now, around here, because it's such a, like, even the gas guy himself, he's like, it took 2 weeks before like we got our gas on when he did. It's like the waiting time is significant here.
Weird. That must be an Austin thing or a neighborhood thing.
Well, the neighborhood.
Because anywhere I moved, I called a month before, and they're like, "Great, it'll be on when you move in," and it always was.
Yeah, but I didn't know a month before. Is the thing. Like, this move happened like super quick.
Gotcha.
It was like this house became available. We jumped on it, and then we thought we were going to be here a certain time. Then that time got fucked because of the movers, and I was like, okay. So, ended up having to wait a little under a week for gas to be on.
So you still don't? Do you have hot water now or no?
Maybe I could ask the guy, but he's working on it.
Oh, he's working on it right now. Okay, I didn't know.
He's literally here right now. Yeah, he's working on it.
Gotcha. Well, cool.
That's why I was a little tardy.
How was the overall moving experience? Was it as blessed as it always is? Was it just a huge amount of fun? Just oodles of fun? Just great time? McDonald's ball pit? Like, where are we at right now?
We didn't hit a McDonald's ball pit. Although McDonald's ball pit now, looking back at it, is it like through the eyes of a child? You're saying not as like an adult. We're like, ooh, there's probably like fecal matter.
Well, I mean, it could be
urine.
either way. You know, you could. Yeah.
It's true, depending on how you look at it. No, it was fine. We didn't get a whole lot of sleep, like for the night before the move.
You don't really ever do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we were gonna plan on having it spread out between 2 days. It was 3, because otherwise it would have just been. It was at that point where like, we could probably make it there, but why would we risk being drowsy, and try to be on the road, especially when I'm at the helm of a 26-foot U-Haul truck. I was playing Trucking Simulator in real life, JP.
Yeah, that's one thing I have never done and probably will never do is drive like a U-Haul truck. I don't think I'm equipped
I didn't
with
want
the
to
anxiety to do that. That
I
is
was
not
fully planning and totally okay with, once again, hiring a professional moving company. Come, pack up all my shit. Well, not pack up all my shit. You know what I mean? Grab it into the truck.
Right.
Take that truck, drive it down, unpack it, and put it back into the new house. But as you know, I got fucked hard by the people that I hired, and as such, we had to scramble because everything else was like, the only time it was available was like 2 weeks from now or something like that. I'm like, that's not happening. We're moving now. Like, so 26-foot U-Haul truck, hired movers to load it up, and then hired movers again to unload it here. But I drove it from Chicago to Texas.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made it safe and sound.
But we got that sweet fiber, that Google Fiber now.
It's true.
I got an office that I'm actually decorating shit. I mean, this is like just.
Well, it sounds like new house because
Barely
there's
decorated.
a huge amount of echo on your mic, but
Yeah.
it's because
Well.
there's nothing in that room.
There's a little bit in there. It used to be worse. I think when I talk quiet, you can't really tell too much, but when I get like this, then you can tell.
Yeah. It's the Twitch streamer experience where you just bought the $1 billion mansion and there's nothing in it. So,
Yep. This $1 billion 1-story.
That's the experience I've had
Yeah.
as well in my mansion
true.
that I live in.
I've been there.
We've all been
It's
there.
palatial. It's palatial, but it seems like he only wants to live in part of the house,
Right.
Yeah.
like the very smallest part of the house.
That's right.
Yeah, the rest of my many rooms in my mighty estate, I reserve them for my oxygen collection. I just like to let it float around.
You have those
free
oxygen
range.
farms. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good money in the oxygen for sure. It's like Bitcoin, but better, Just a lot of money.
That's
in
right.
there.
Yeah. You can't breathe the Bitcoin.
You can't.
I also, what's it called? I went to Bed Bath & Beyond, which is super exciting. I
Yeah.
love going there. It's so much fun.
What'd
'Cause
you buy
can
at
get all
Bed
the
Bath
little
& Beyond?
knickknacks and shit. I got shower curtains, JP. I got a little thing that has dip.
So let me hold on. When you put your shower curtains up, do you attach the little rings to the hooks or do you just jam the pole right through?
How to use the rings. Don't do it like
You
Myth
gotta
does.
use those rings.
Oh
Man.
my god! I saw that and I was like, "Are you?"
Man, that made me laugh real bad.
I laughed out loud.
But it made me laugh not only because it's funny, but also because I think 99% of streamers who get their first nice house do dumb shit like that all the time. And that's why it was
Probably, yeah.
funny. Because it was like, oh shit, yeah, I can relate to stupid things that I've done similar to this because I just didn't know any better. Yeah.
Well, Myth too.
Yeah,
He's
like,
like,
how does this
he's like a young dude, right? And
Right,
He came
yeah.
into success and all this stuff kind of younger, so it makes sense. It's funny, but it also makes sense because he's not like an older guy,
Right, yeah.
So he's just like, I guess I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
He's just jamming through, right?
Who cares?
Force that shit. You can tell by looking at the image too. It's just so fucked.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh
It's
my
good
god.
stuff.
Yeah, I bought shower curtains.
Nice.
I bought proper shower curtains with rings because I know how they work. Actually, they were little decorative rings that the shower curtain that we bought is very nice.
Oh, fancy.
And as you know, JP, I was in the middle of Bed Bath & Beyond and called you for an espresso recommendation.
What
Make
were you
sure
going to
got
do
the
if I
right
was
shit.
live? Did you just not care that I was streaming
I didn't give a
potentially?
shit.
Okay, I didn't think so.
It wouldn't have taken long for you to figure it out. I feel like we have that friendship level. If you called me and I was on cast and you had a question about, I don't know, the UX2 or something like, Max, I got this UX2. What do I do with it?
It's true.
Apparently, Doc from Back to the Future. I got this UX2. What do I do?
It's about your kids, Marty. Just keep saying that over and over.
In the role play fictionalized made for TV documentary, JP McDaniel is played by Christopher Lloyd from the 80s. Apparently,
Is Christopher? He's still alive, right?
Yeah,
I
so.
think
He's pretty
I think
old.
so.
I think he's just probably really old.
Yeah, I think he's pretty old. Anyways.
Yeah, he is. He's 80.
Yeah.
Wow, that's old. Yeah, so you got your coffee machine. Did you get any new pillows for your new bed?
I got ones at the Sleep Number place. Yeah, they were like ones that are good for side sleeping. So they have like the little kind of arc in the bottom of the pillow, so that your shoulder can
Fancy.
kind of go right in there. Yeah,
You're just gonna. You'll never use that. That'll.
I've been literally sleeping on it
Oh, you already got your
on the
bed.
couch.
Oh,
No,
okay,
I'm sleeping on the couch
Gotcha.
with the fancy pillow.
I don't know
on a
about
not
fancy
couch.
pillows. I just want a normal ass pillow, just a fluffy.
I think I'm
normal-
probably gonna end up switching to a normal pillow eventually, because that's usually how it goes. You're like, oh, I bought this really nice pillow. It's super good. Amanda's bought like 2 of them
Yeah,
before.
normal
I'm
pillow
like,
there.
this is the one that's
Normal
gonna
ass
be
pillow?
Is that your normal ass pillow? Yeah.
That's my normal ass pillow.
You got a Bed Bath and
Everybody
Beyond. Did you
says.
buy a normal ass pillow? Ask for it by name. It's as seen on.
Yep.
You
the
know,
internet.
Zeke, it's a little suspicious when you have to tell everyone how normal your ass is all the time. Like you just keep bringing it
Yeah.
up, like I just got a normal ass like
It
everybody
is.
else. My ass is totally normal.
It's totally normal.
It's normal.
Just 2.5 cheeks like everybody else.
Yes.
There's the My Pillow guy, and then there's hey,
I have those
Stan
My
Frederickson
Pillows.
here for normal ass pillows.
Have you had them? Have you? We have 2 of those normal pillows, the My Pillows. They're in the closet though. I don't like them.
I
They
think
get hot.
we have those too. Yeah,
They got
Me and
too
Amanda
hot.
bought them, and then they were like, "Meh."
Yeah. Anyways,
So it goes.
Let's
You
not-
see how much fucking light is coming through right now on my face too. By the way,
You're luminous.
do you have windows open or something?
it's like the blinds are slightly open, and then I have like the
Oh, just get the
ring
just
light
get
on.
the blackout blinds. Don't even mess
Yeah.
around with light. What are you doing?
Yeah. I just move, JP.
What are you
There's other
doing?
stuff that takes
you-
priority.
What you got to do
Most
is
of the time
get
I
yourself a
pack it back.
cement truck and just cover your whole house in cement. Just a
Yeah.
big old
Paint your room
light-proof
green.
box of cement.
Get underground, no windows, cat tower, live the life. You know, that's how it goes.
Did you ever get that Cattopia thing where you were talking about, whatever it was called? Cat at a.
What?
You were talking about getting some crazy cat contraption for your deck, or like
Crazy
went
Cat
from
picture
inside to
pack
the
available
outside.
now on Xbox Live. Is that what you're talking about?
No, god damn it!
You can
All right,
still
we won't
get.
talk
I
about
still get
anything.
royalties for that. By the way, you can still go on Xbox Live and buy the Crazy Cat picture pack, and I'll still get royalties for it. I think.
What?
Yeah, it's good. It was one of the best, dumbest ideas I've ever had. I still get royalties for it from MLG. Anyways,
Crazy cat picture pack?
yeah, you don't remember on Xbox Live how you could buy like picture packs for your gamer
Yeah,
picture?
your back.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I had. It might have actually been Daniel. I forgot who the artist was, but they made 5 cats, and you could get it in the Crazy Cat picture pack on Xbox Live back in the day, back in like 2013 or something like that.
Did you make a pretty penny off that?
Let's just say that, yeah, I did. It did well. It did well. Who
Let's
knew?
just say that, yeah. If I were to tell you in what term should I use? Yes.
If I had to choose between no and yes, I think I would have to go with yes.
Yeah, I had like a ton of people advertise. It was fun. That was a fun thing. That was a stupid thing.
That's
Anyways.
funny.
Anyways, let's talk about more stupid things. Dan, what is Dan bruh, and where did it come from? Where did this monstrosity from one monstrosity creator to another? Where did your monstrosity come from?
I just told Julia to make a couple emotes that were just freaky and bizarre and make people go, "What the fuck?" And she succeeded.
Nice. You know what it reminds me of? Have you ever seen the show Little Monsters on Nickelodeon back in the day?
Yeah.
It looks like a little monster from that show. I think Crumb was
Yeah.
the guy that it looks like.
I could see a little Dobby from Harry Potter in there too.
Yeah, little Dobby for sure. And then you've
That's
just
a lot of
decided to, we've got some other amazing people on like YouTube and listening on iTunes, whatever. They're not going to get this, but Dan Fear. We've also got Dan Gross. They're good stuff.
Yeah. Well, just freaky looking things. There's so many cute emotes. I wanted something completely opposite of that. So I was like, let's do something not cute.
Right. I think on the internet, weird always beats out cute, but cute's like the bigger, like boom factor when it first launches. But people stick around for the weird.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's
It's very
fair.
true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I think that's how that works. Now, was this all a result with your newfound addiction to auto chess and the various forms of it on the internet? Is this where this all came from?
No, it's unrelated.
Okay,
But
unrelated
yeah,
symptom. Okay.
I've been hooked on auto chess stuff. I've been playing it like the Dota one you can play on your iPad, so I play that in my bed before going to bed
Yeah.
for way too long every night. It's amazing.
You've put a decent amount of hours into both of them. Where do you fall? Where do your allegiances lie?
I think Dota is the more polished, less buggy game right now.
Okay.
But Team Fight has a little more depth to it, and has a better PC interface.
Mm. Okay.
But it's missing a lot of features that the other one has. Like it doesn't have DPS meters and other stuff. But it's launching today, I think, for everyone as open beta.
Oh,
If anyone hasn't
Dota
been able to try it.
Underlords or whatever it is?
The other one,
Oh, Team Fight Tactics.
Team Fight's going to open. I think it's going to be just part of open beta on everyone's client.
Gotcha. Okay.
From now on.
I've staved off the addiction, I guess, for a while, but now that I think I'm done with Path of Exile for this league, so I think I need a new 2-day addiction. So maybe I'll get into that Underlords business.
Yep. It's just complex enough to be like a side game you go back to every once in a while, and you put in a lot of time here and there, but not like enough to be a full main game like Path
Sure.
of Exile. So it's a good side game.
Can you buy different, like in Dota Underlords, are there like different minions or couriers that you can buy? Have they monetized it that way yet?
There's no microtransactions in either game yet.
Oh wow. Okay.
They haven't done that stuff, but it'll be all cosmetic. The gameplay itself won't be affected by cosmetics, but I'm sure they're going to have tons and tons of
Oh yeah.
things you can buy.
They got to make money off of it.
Skins and yeah. Like in Team Fight, you have a little character that you can unlock different cosmetic looks for it, or you can directly buy little crates of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's how they make the monies, and you can change the look of the field because everyone has like their own field in the game, so you can make yours look different from other people's.
Huh. All right. Well, you sold me on Underlords or whatever. I might. It's on the iPads. Does it run well? Does it lag at all?
It crashes every so often, but not that often. Like
Okay.
once every 2 games, I'll crash on my iPad, but it launches really fast.
All right. I might check that out. What else you been? I saw you're playing Assassin's Creed 2. Where did that come from? What's going on with AC2?
Game drought, just
Yeah.
pulled it out of nowhere. Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, I want something cool to play. I'll replay something I haven't played in a long time, and Assassin's Creed 2 is a classic.
Did you beat it already?
No, I have a little bit left. But
Have you beaten it before?
yeah,
Is that the one
fought
with the
the
Pope?
the Super Pope. Yep, at the
Okay.
end.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to remember in my AC lexicon where and what the ending of that game was, but that's the Pope. That's the space Pope ish.
Replaying it, I definitely getting nostalgia where I'm like, wow, this game wasn't as good as I remember it was. Because things have gotten better graphically and gameplay wise.
Yeah.
The combat system was pretty bad back in the day, but it was good for the time, but bad now. It's just,
I would agree with that. Yeah. Are you getting their
Yeah.
feathers? Did you get all the feathers?
oh, I'm not doing that again. I did that when it first came out.
Oh,
I You had to follow a guide and go through each one because you didn't know which one you already got. So you had to go through each and every one and check every. It was nightmare.
It was like 200 feathers. It was a lot for sure. It was rough.
And there's no way to track them in game. You just have to find them.
Yeah, it was rough. I would roll the recap right now, but Max is probably of all of us the one that needs it the most. So I'm gonna wait.
Sounds like a fair and reasonable decision. Yeah, that's a good call.
That's my producer take for the day. So
I played another game today that's coming out in a couple days called The Sinking City.
oh yeah, you checked it out. How was that?
I saw you tweet about that.
A Lovecraftian game.
Yeah.
Did you play Vampire? Remember that
Zeke's
game?
a huge vampire fan.
Yeah, not
Talking about
Masquerade
Bloodlines?
Bloodlines, but
With
not
the Y?
Bloodlines, but just the
Vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah.
You know how it's like
I did, yeah.
it's kind of slow paced. It definitely feels indie, but it feels AAA enough. It's kind of like a mix of things. It's kind of like that, where the combat system is a little iffy, but it works. There's a lot of depth there, in terms of the investigations, because it's made by the same people who made the Sherlock Holmes games,
Oh.
like Revenge of Sherlock Holmes and the other 3 Sherlock Holmes games that come out recently. So it has a lot of investigation, and you have to go through the note and figure out where on the map to go for the next guy. Like it just says like you got to look at this giant map and find where on the map to go. Like it doesn't hold your hand a lot.
Huh.
It's very slow pace and about investigations, and it's got a lot of weird creatures and fighting and very very Lovecraftian writing and creatures from the books. If you ever read the books,
Cthulhu and Cthulian creatures.
I recommend it if you like games that are slow paced and you like to investigate and look around and explore. But the combat is the weak link, but it works.
Okay.
It's just one of those like games, survival horror, where you have to scavenge for bullets because they're rare, and you have to put monsters down. There's also an RPG where you level by killing monsters and solving crimes and stuff.
Huh.
There's a whole skill tree system.
What? Really? Okay. I didn't expect that from that game.
I didn't either.
Everyone needs a skill tree, I guess, these days. They're all the rage.
Yeah.
They're all the rage.
I
Nothing's
missed
always
that
my
on
favorite.
title.
That was always my favorite stuff about Lovecraft's fiction, right? How all the characters had those complicated skill trees and how good they were at combat and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that, Lovecraft would go off on a 4-page tangent about somebody's magical broadsword. Yeah, so it's good they're capturing that in the games. That's
Exactly.
nice.
Zeke, the name is The Sinking City, is what
Okay.
he's talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Mario Maker? You got to check out Mario Maker, Dan?
Oh, well, I forgot that's coming out.
That's
I'll
on
probably check
Friday.
it out. I like the first game. I got a bit of fun out of that. I got bored of it.
There's a single player component to this one, so
That's what I hear.
we'll see if it's any good. We'll see if it's any good.
I do like me some platformer every now and then.
Yeah.
This is-
Can't play with your friends, though. Not yet. That's got to be that's Nintendo patched in after the fact, after launch.
I just love how every time they completely miss the ball on multiplayer. Like they try and then you're like, no, Nintendo, that's wrong. Go back and do it again. And they go back into the kitchen and they make a new multiplayer and they come back out and they're like, multiplayer? And you're like, no, Nintendo, it's still wrong. Go do it again. And they just keep doing it over and over.
Yeah.
Like, and in weird ways where it'd be easier just to do it the way everybody wants it to and the way everyone else does. Like it'd be easier to just do that, but they're Nintendo, so they can't. So they just come out and they're like, is this multiplayer? You're like, no, Nintendo, that's a banana. Get out of here.
That's true.
Like
It's so
Like-
weird.
like Groot in Guardians 2, where the little
Yeah.
Groot is
He's pushing the
keeps
button.
bringing
thing.
back the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
push the
Oh
button.
yeah. Oh yeah. That
He
scene.
keeps bringing. It's like no, it's like a mohawk thing. I put it on my head. He's like,
Yeah, it's a good scene. It's good stuff. All right, Max is back. We can roll the recap. Max, we saved the recap for you.
I made a cafe latte.
Oh, okay. All right. Thankfully, that was as fast with the Nespresso.
That's true.
Let's roll that recap. Everyone, listen up. Here we
Roll
go.
that
Oh
recap.
wait, I got to do this. Hold on. And then.
That's all
All right, everyone, listen up.
Previously on Court of Swords. It's right down to bloodshed as the two wastrel thralls and their master, leash snapped tight, seek to kill off Broken Promises and her shadowy hound. Terrible magic is unleashed between the two, and just before her allies arrive, Promises falls to a prismatic spell. Ramus, Berg, and Maharib arrive, and Berg really puts a damper on the blood-sucking leash's plans. The three of them reduce their foe to a stain on the floor of a very destroyed building, thanks to his predilection for the juice. Broken Promises, her body dead, visits the forgetting place, the great black void that sits at the bottom of the fulcrum of existence. It waits, and silently offers to absolve Broken Promise of her heavy memories. She obliges, drawing forth ice and frost to divulge into that darkness. She leaves for the world of the living, forgetting what she has seen and done in that place, or that it even exists at all. The group returns to Broken Promise's apartment, where Ramus prepares her body as an act of payment, a moment of respect and ritual cobbled together from his long life of service to the divine. She awakens, and they hatch a plan to separate. Ramus and Berg go to make friends with a knife in a shady tea shop, and Ramus's ego is further fed by hints of his strange and powerful benefactor. Broken Promises, Amira and Maharib fall ill to a poison trap laid in the rubble of Miss Tippets by the Divine Comedy. A bloody puppet awakens, and our heroes are blessed to hear the sound of the voice of one of the great lords of the abyss, the Fool in Verse.
I just realized you guys couldn't hear that at all. You got the end of it though, right? Or are you guys watching on the stream? It was You didn't get the audio. So
I heard the end of it. I also recorded it, so
yeah, that's true. You recorded it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So
it's my voice, so I didn't really need.
Last thing before we get straight into the show, because I meant to ask this. Adam, how's your audio doing?
it's good.
I have been enjoying it. It has been good. We talked about it a bunch before you
Yeah,
arrived.
when you weren't here.
Fantastic. Let's move on.
Back when the rest of us were starting the show. But yes, thank you, Max, for helping me get it set up.
It's true.
appreciate
It's true.
No, I'm just saying it sounds good.
I think he sounds just fine. He sounds just like he always did.
It's true. Thanks, Aiden.
Oh,
Appreciate it.
Is that what's happening? All right.
We'll
Okay.
talk to you later. Now I'm looking at my goals. Did we do goals at the end of last session?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Did I just not write mine down?
I'll go through the ones I have, and you can
Okay.
tell me if you have the wrong ones.
Great,
So
let's do that.
Maharib, I have your goals as escape the void, collect Yota's remains, and leave Miss Tippets of my own will.
Okay,
Right?
gotcha.
So
I didn't
get the
change
hell
it.
out of this place.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Berg, I have yours as escape the void, rescue Little Action, and safeguard Ramus.
Yes.
Am I right? Yeah. Okay.
I would assume
Broken
so. I'm still
Promises.
loading the page. Yeah.
Okay. Broken Promises. I have for you, make the deal for Little Action, lead us safely out of the city, and make a deal for Yodazo's body. Okay. And then Ramus, I have find the aorta claim, rescue Little Action, and escape the necropolis. Though probably not in that order.
Cool. All right. Where do you want to begin, Adam? Do you want to kill me and Zeke first, or should we go to the bar with
Yeah, right. Exactly. So we're just going to spend the next hour and a half just kind of like just hanging out in the bar, just a little slice of life moment there. We're going to keep you two on the hook for as long as possible. So I think what happens when we start, the episode begins with a scream, with a blood-curdling scream. We hear a human voice being pushed beyond its limits. We can hear the strain of the vocal cords. And as we fade in, we see this momentarily animated puppet, the person that spoke to you with the voice of the Mara. And we can see that the body is not so capable of channeling this energy for long. And so this person is screaming in pain as green energy spills from their eyes, from their mouth, and from their core. They're just beginning to illuminate. What are you going to do? You're standing pretty close by Broken Promises and Maharib. What do you want to do?
I recall I rolled an 8 on that wisdom save at the end, so I think I'm stunned. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so I think you stand stunned at the sound of the creature's voice, but Broken Promises, you have a moment to do something. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, because you like crit your save or something like that. Zeke,
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah.
You were not rendered helpless.
Can I do like would I know how to snap Maharib out of it being like do an Arcana check or something to see if there's a way
You have
that
enough
I can-
time. You have enough time for either search your memory, try to figure out what's happening, come up with a solution, or do the first thing that comes to mind. But not enough for both. Like if you pause to try to figure it out, there may not be time.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna fucking cut him with my fucking dagger.
Ow. Is the voice that comes
weirdly-
out of Maharib's mouth.
Now I know it's been a few weeks, JP, but I've got some notes
That's
about how
right.
you're playing
No, that's
Maharib.
how the character. That's what I remember, right? The character
I
is
don't.
just-
Yeah.
yeah, doesn't like
Hey
pain.
guys, it's me, Maharib.
Blood. He
Yeah,
doesn't like
Maharib
blood,
was played
right? He
by.
faints? Okay, got it.
Yep,
I'm in
played by
character. Let's go.
Jaleel White from the mid-90s, I think. You guys.
Did I kill that?
So Broken Promises, you want to take a moment to you want to like shock him into action. That's the plan. Okay.
Yep.
Maharib, what's your armor class? You're not totally helpless.
It's 12 right now. Yeah, because I don't
okay,
have actual armor.
Because
Broken
this
Promises
is
make
this
a-
is laughter, like the uncontrollable laughter, right?
This is a shriek.
Something like that is what happened to Maharib. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, make an attack just to see if you can connect. You have advantage because he's not able to move.
Oh my fucking god!
So you do like slash out at him. You hit him. It's not like you miss a stationary target, but you know Maharib's a big boy with tough skin. And while you scrape the surface of his rocky exterior, you're not able to draw blood. It's not enough to shock him. And so when you realize that you've given up your opportunity to act, right? You can't run now. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. What's the look on Broken Promise's face before it happens? What do we get a reaction shot from you of like, oh shit, how does that express?
Before what happens?
Before something terrible is about to happen, I just want to know what we see of your emotional state on your face before that happens.
It's a look of like get up, god damn it, get up. And if something happens, it's going to be more like, oh fuck me.
Yeah, right. Like, damn it.
Yeah, like that kind of look.
Okay.
Like, oh fuck. Just a slow blink. Just.
So the screaming of this puppet, of this victim, becomes suddenly it pushes over the human limit for vocal sound, and we hear just like a high pitched grating shriek, and then there's a single like almost perfect like crystalline like tone we hear, and we cut to the outside of Miss Tippett's, and there's a bright greenish white flash of light as the fool's energy consumes this body. All of the windows in the place shatter. The roof shakes, and I need, I guess, both Maharib and Broken Promises to make Constitution saves.
You want to go first?
Sure, I'd love to.
By all means.
12.
Okay, so 12, not great.
15.
And a 15. Okay, all right.
Man,
so
far the rolls are just not good today. We've rolled a 5, a 6, and a 5.
So Broken Promises, you're gonna. Oh yeah, I gotta roll for.
Yeah, Mira's here.
I'm not gonna bother rolling. I'm not gonna bother rolling for the idiots downstairs. But I will roll for.
Right, there are people coming up the stairs.
I have that earth and grass ready to go too, or now I don't.
She blows it too. So she'll take full damage. Okay, so this is necrotic damage. Maharib, you take half. Okay, 29 damage. As this thing, there's a necrotic vortex. As this thing, the body just simply is destroyed from within and blows out the top floor of the building, causing a magical explosion, essentially. And so Maharib and Broken Promises, when your eyes clear from the flash, you hear a high pitched kind of like sound in your ears. You look around, everything's in slow motion, sort of blurry. Maharib, you see before you regain your hearing, you see Gun Princess Amira trying to tell you something. Like she's looking at you, kind of squinting. She's got a big cut on her forehead, and she's like shouting at you, but you can't hear it. You just hear kind of like muffled sound. And as you realize it, so Broken Promises, you see that the room this thing was kind of halfway out of, the walls have been kind of blown back out into the courtyard, and the floor has collapsed. And so you can see all the way down into the main floor. And from the outside, there's a big hole in the side of Miss Tippett's. And there's some like smoke drifting up off it. It doesn't look like the explosion like lit the building on fire or anything. It was mostly just like a thrust of force and the wave of darkness that followed.
And I'm sorry, this is behind us, you said, or
this is all around you. It happened in the middle of the building, right?
Oh,
it was
okay.
the guy exploded. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the shriek
burst.
is gone. He's no longer here.
Yeah. Well, everything is gone. You can't hear anything right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a trap with a message and a bomb, I'm guessing.
Right.
That was the whole thing.
Okay.
I can't hear anything either, you're saying?
No, I mean it'll take some time for your hearing to recover.
Okay. But yeah, it's more.
Yeah, a little of that.
Does it wear off faster for me since I saved? Like, am I the first one to have my hearing come through?
Yeah. You're the first to be able to hear. So you can hear, like chunks of building kind of falling from the broken floor above you. You start to hear in Giant Amira shouting, I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything? Say something.
Okay, I hear that. What is Broken Promises doing?
Great question.
I'm just looking around for anybody that's coming in, and I'm look at you going,
Okay. If I can read those lips, fine. And there's not any whatever blocking the line of sight for me to see that, then I'll like put my hand over Amira's mouth and then make the gesture to like be quiet.
Okay.
And then do my best
Yeah, she
to
is.
I'll make like if I can see if I can hear anything or anyone approaching the steps or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
Make
little bit rough.
make a perception check.
Sure. Can Zeke help, or is he still waiting for it to wear off?
I don't know. Broken Promises, what are you doing?
I'm looking. I'm looking to see if
Okay,
anybody's
yeah,
coming.
that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a +4 to this, unless you just want to roll as well. It's up to you.
Go ahead. I have +3. Like, can we do it without disadvantage if we do it together?
Well, Maharib's doing it with advantage.
Great.
Okay, go ahead.
16.
Okay. All right. So you see a couple of dead court members, right? A couple of these like clown assassin looking like jester dudes. One of them has a big chunk of wood shoved through his back into the floor. The other seems to have had his neck broken. He was thrown against a wall. So he's just like lying with his broken neck, head hanging at a weird angle. It doesn't sound like anybody's like rushing to come get you. It doesn't seem like this was anything more than kind of a... You don't know if this was meant to be a trap and then more guys or not, but no one seems to be coming. You don't immediately hear anything in the street. There's no marching or shouting. Your neighbors probably are like, trying to figure out what's going on, but that's about it.
Sure. Being that, if I'm remembering the setup of this room, the creature came from behind a door that I kicked in, correct? And so we never actually got to explore the room that the creature was originally
Yeah, that
in.
room is gone. There's
just
no
gone.
room anymore. Yeah.
That room is Dundee.
Yeah, that room's an open air atrium now. Like you could just walk outside and get just wave to the people next door, and that room is just blown away completely.
Just hang a do not disturb on it and close the door real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the room is definitely out of order.
Well, I still want to try to make, if I can, I'm not necessarily sure what I'm looking for, but I want to make an investigation check to see if I can find out if they were here, if they destroyed this room for anything, or if they were just here to destroy whoever.
Yeah, you just want to kind of like CSI the situation.
Yeah, to see if they destroyed whoever was going to show up regardless. Not necessarily us, but just whoever was going to search this place one day.
Okay. Are you helping Broken Promise?
It doesn't matter. I roll a 6 or a 7, so.
I'm actually going.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to the main floor and see like peek out the windows and shit, just to make sure like we're not gonna get fucking ambushed. Because the whole reason why we're here was to try and meet up with someone from the comedy,
Right.
so that I could give them like trade info for the things we want.
Yeah, and you got here and Miss Tibbet was missing, and it was clear that like some bad shit had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's harder to tell now any of that stuff, given that the interior of the building is like pretty messed up. There's like everything on every shelf has been knocked over. Anything glass in the building is shattered. The place is not a ruin. It's not a write-off, but it's pretty badly messed up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open
I want to open the door and read that note again to see if because I think I remember, and I'm wondering if this is what they were talking about in the note that said like the finale or whatever's coming. What does the note say?
Oh yeah, the note, like stick around for the punchline.
There it is. Yeah, stick around for the punchline. That's all I wanted to know.
I mean,
like this might be it. I'm guessing this is what it was.
You could assume if you wanted to that this is just a prank. Hard to say it's more than that. It's hard to predict how these guys act. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at the bodies the one with the broken neck and the wood through them and stuff like that, and see like if they have any, search them and see if they have anything on them, clues, anything of use.
They both have more knives than like an average person would carry around, right?
Yeah.
Like they have so many knives just in every possible place where you might hide a knife. But otherwise they just look like court goons.
Okay.
While he's doing
Yeah,
that,
make a history roll, Broken Promises.
Okay.
I was gonna say while he's doing that, I'm helping Amira up and we're getting situated. But go ahead.
Yeah, she's
Big
picking
5.
splinters out of her back.
Can we roll something
all right.
good? Jeez.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Terrible rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the two of you just kind of like pick yourselves up, and it doesn't look like you're in any immediate danger. The building, I mean, if there was a little earthquake, the building would probably fall over. But I think that as Broken Promises, as you and Amira's hearing return, we fade over to Ramus and Berg. We're having a much nicer time than you are. The two of you have been secreted away in the inn, tavern, tea house, gambling hall, whatever you want to call it. It's full of tough, sweaty men, and you're living the life. You're being treated by like honored guests. What do we see the two of you doing when we cut back? You've been here a few hours. The wine is flowing. Nobody here seems like to be an enemy. They've kind of accepted you as a member of the patronage of this place. So, what do you think? What do we see you guys doing? How are you? Are you relaxing? Are you on edge? Are you partaking? Are you not partaking? Like, is Ramus passed out in a corner somewhere with his tabard up over his head?
I think the last thing we did was we went to our rooms to sleep because we were both
I think that's what it was,
super
yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah, you got a nap. You had a nap and you had time to rest and like you're both feeling great. Would you just like have hung out in your rooms, or do we find you like playing a game or?
I think I'm trying to learn that game that they keep playing, the gambling game. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on with it.
Oh yeah, the one that's like
interesting
a
me.
smash of everything else.
It's like a hodgepodge of different games.
Yeah, and if the two of you, if you have any levels of exhaustion, you can reduce them by 1 because you get a chance to rest on that. And yeah, okay, so we see you downstairs, and Ramus, have you gotten to the point where you're actually sitting down and playing, or are you just like watching over their shoulder, kind of trying to track it?
Yeah, I think some guy is trying to get me to play because he wants me to bet my money and take advantage of me. So he's teaching me how to play. And I'm playing dumb just to annoy him because I know what he's up to.
Right. Yeah. He's just like, I'll teach you. It's easier if you play low bet. It'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's kind of like drunk, like warrior dude is trying to teach you this game. Yeah, I think it is really complicated, but only because it's this like amalgamation, this weird mash of games, both new and old. But you recognize the individual pieces, however confused they might have gotten over time. You're maybe starting to get a hang of it, watching this guy and watching the other people play and kind of how that works. Berg, what are you up to?
I think Berg's probably just watching them while drinking because he doesn't have anything else to do really. And he wants to stay by Ramus. He wants to make sure that nothing happens to Ramus, especially if he's hanging out with random dude bro. So he's just sitting there like,
What does that mean? I don't. Ramus, how do you even? It's pointless learning this game.
Well, it's quite simple, Berg. You just take the mahjong piece and the chess piece, and then you have to roll the dice to see how much of an angle you can push. Like, I'm trying to explain
Right.
it.
Yeah, exactly. You move your bishop from this card over to this card, and then you tap that card, and then the bishop flips over. And once the bishop is flipped over, you have to roll a die. Yeah, it's just like it doesn't make any goddamn sense to you, Berg. And either Ramus is just bullshitting you, or it's actually a really complicated game.
Right?
You can't tell. Yeah, you have no idea. And I think as you're standing there drinking, you, Berg, you notice that there have been a group of soldiers that have been kind of eyeballing you and Ramus. I don't know, since they got here. They came in a little while ago and they have been like talking, but their table falls quiet pretty regularly as they just like stare at you across the room.
How far away are they?
I mean, it's a pretty big place, but they're in line of sight of you.
Okay.
They're across the bar. I don't know exactly.
And I'll like lean into Ramus and be like,
Have you noticed those fools over there? They've been staring at us more than, everyone else. To keep tabs on them.
I look over at the group that he's referring to, and what do they like look like? Do they look like they're part of the people here, or are they wearing uniforms? Or
Yeah, they're dressed similarly in that you think that they probably work for the Knight of Dragons, the Dragon Knight. So they have their armor off, and the armor is not here. They're off duty, but they have their swords. They're all carrying big fuck off long swords. They have those, and they're all sitting nearby. You notice it's sort of a point of I don't know, like braggadocio or something, where they have their weapons out and like I could grab it at any minute, even though we're all just here having a drink. If anybody starts anything, everybody's got a sword within reach. It's like a cowboy bar with everybody with their guns like hanging off the table or something. So they've got their swords leaned up against the bar. There's maybe a half dozen of them. Mixed gender group, but they all look like they're dressed similarly. They're like off-duty soldiers or operatives or whatever those guys call their workers.
I look like maybe guards around here. They're definitely staring holes at us, and they think we're not looking.
I will keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I don't know how much the Divine Comedy talks with the Dragon Knights. They might be looking for you.
They would not be the first. I will head them off if I see them coming.
Yeah, we
It
should
looks
be
like-
safe here.
I would say it looks like you noticing them, noticing you gets them to act like they're like, oh, they're looking at us. Well, now we have to get up. So yeah, kind of as you're talking, they finish their drinks. They all have like little sake cups wherever they drink them. They set them down and they get up and they grab their weapons, and they don't grab them in a like, I'm grabbing them to fight you way, but in a like, I can't have my sword out of arm's reach of me. So they pick them up and they start walking towards you.
or just staring them down, like as they're coming.
Yeah, make make an intimidate check, Berg.
Sure.
Yeah, do that. Let's start it there.
God, fucking.
Ooh.
Oh, the rolls are cursed. This show.
So you got a one. You rolled a one.
That's what Berg's
So
doing.
they're not threatened by you at all. And so you sense that they have a swagger about them, a drunken bravado. They're like, you're nothing, and we're not scared of you. And they come towards you, not threateningly, but like as unto a lesser, right? And and they walk up. What do you do?
I
As they
look
approach
away
you,
from
do anything
them.
or just wait?
I look away from them and then just like don't even consider that they're there. Since I saw intimidation doesn't work, he's just gonna, to irritate them.
So you just turn away.
Yeah. Berg's like then puts his attention back to the game. Like seemingly, he's still like, you know what I mean, like keeping them in the periphery. But
Yeah. So if you turn your attention to the game, and they come up and they kind of create a little like half circle around you, and one of them puts the butt of his sword, like the end of the scabbard, just like slams it down in the middle of the board that this guy is trying to show you how to like play. Ramus, he's like, and then bang, the sword comes down. It's still in the sheath, but it comes down with a bang and it knocks a bunch of the pieces over. And this guy looks up at you, kind of like, never mind, I'll finish later. And he just like scrambles away. Like obviously he knows these guys and doesn't want to cause trouble with them. And so he apologizes to you and then grabs his money and runs off.
Can I help you,
Bird-
sir?
Yeah, so you say that the guy that put the sword down and interrupted the game kind of sneers at you, and he doesn't talk, but another member of his group says, and this is like an older guy. He's got one of those he's got like a chin strap beard. He has long hair that is in a ponytail behind him, and it's shot through with gray, so he looks older. This guy, he's wearing his like tunic kind of open, and he has a tattoo underneath of like a centipede. Maybe you can only make out part of it as it crawls between one rib cage and the other. And centipede tattoo. He seems to be the guy in charge, and
of course, naturally.
He says to you, Ramus. He says, "We were just trying to have a drink. You and your friend kept staring at us. You two have a problem?"
Well, to be honest, I thought you were kind of attractive. I'm sorry.
I mean, are you lying or not lying? Like, I can't tell if.
Yeah.
So, what skill needs to be rolled here? Is this a persuade or is this a deception?
I think it's actually you never what do they physically look like?
I mean, I can't tell you what you think handsome is, but I mean, this guy's like, he's
like humans or.
Yeah, they're all human, as far as you can tell. They're like handsome, rugged, like Ronin types, right? They have the kind of casual air of men who know that they could kill you if you got in their way. And they have a kind of like a swagger to them, born of being told over and over how important they are, but also because they're on top around here. This is their neighborhood. Yeah, they're cowboys, right? They're bandits. They've got this kind of like that attitude to them. And this guy seems to be the one in charge.
Yeah, I think it's true then. I'm drawn to their like bravado. Their power,
Yeah.
their cockiness. Yeah.
All right. Make a persuasion. Make a persuasion check.
18.
All right. Okay. So the guy with the big centipede tattoo, he grins, and he says, "Well, I mean, I don't want to make your friend jealous." And he looks over at Berg, and he kind of like leans in, and he turns his shoulder to you, Berg, like, "Fuck off, we're talking now." But he says the opposite. He's like, "Well, I don't want to make your friend jealous." And kind of he like body language, like positions himself to kind of get in between you and Berg a little bit. And his like lackeys, they're a little tense because they're like, uh-oh, maybe something's gonna happen. But he's kind of gotten a little smoother. He came up prickly, but yeah, now he's just paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Do anything, Berg?
Berg's just sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Right. So
this one over here.
If Berg doesn't do anything, he's like, all right, well then, get out of here, Berg. We don't need you. And he's just talking to you, Ramus. And so, yeah. So what do you say anything? Because this guy will just talk. Like, he loves the sound of his own voice. Unless you interrupt him or you have something to say.
I'm just curious what a strong person like you does for a living around here.
And he kind of makes a face, and he looks around, and he says, "It makes sense. You look like such a stranger. If you had ever been around here before, you'd know. This is I mean, don't you? And he looked, and like everybody around here is kind of the same kind of person. And he says, we all serve the Dragon Prince. We're warriors. Fight. Who are you? Where do you come from? He like leans in. And now he's like doing that thing where he's like leaning against a pillar so that if you want to get away from where you are, you have to like go around the side of a table or like push past him or like he's making it very awkward for you to leave this conversation if you want to.
Well, I'm Burned and Hollow, and this is Bert the Dumb.
No reaction from
When he
Berg.
says that,
Just
when
like,
he
of
says that,
course.
Berg shoots him a look for a second and then goes along with it. Is like,
chewing on your cup.
yeah.
So he
strong, but not
chuckles
much
when
to
you
talk
say
to.
that. Burnt and hollow, you say. He gives you a long, like lascivious sort of look up and down. And he says, well, my men call me Sergeant, but you can call me by my real name. And he leans in and lets his tunic kind of like hang open. And you can see that ornate kind of like, it looks like it's wrapped around his rib cage, that like centipede tattoo. And it seems to be like writhing slightly. He says, but you can call me by my real name, 10 billion tiny legs. And he grins as if that's like a totally normal name to have. And he says, maybe I'll tell you about it sometime. Come over to our table, have a drink.
Well, that is amazing work. Did you have that flesh crafted?
He smiles. And do you go with him? Because he's like kind of turning like, come hang out at our table.
Yeah, I guess I go. Since the game's over, I'm like, I have nothing better to do. I'll follow this guy and hang out with him.
Okay. Yeah, he puts his arm around you to like lead you back to the table, and the other warriors kind of in like they follow, but they follow enough to keep Berg at a bit of a distance to make it very clear to Berg you are not invited to the table with the rest of them.
Berg didn't even get up. He's just eyeing them as they go.
Mm-hmm. Nah. Okay. So they leave you behind. They're just like, you're out, Berg. You're not invited to the table. They come back to to their table, and they've already had somebody like while they're away. Somebody brought a few more bottles of wine, and Ramus, the sergeant, sits down and he pours you out an overflowing cup of wine, and he holds his up to you, and he says, "A toast to new friends in unexpected locations."
Cheers! And I slap my glass against his.
Yeah, he just drinks the whole thing. He
Chug
sets the
mine
cup
too.
down. Yeah, so he leans in. You were telling me about yourself.
Yes, it's been such a arduous journey. Man, those damn clown things, the divine comet, whatever, always causing so much trouble. It was so hard to get over here.
The divine comedy is causing you trouble?
Yeah. Like to get in the door, we had to perform and do silly jokes for them. They're a bunch of clowns over there. They lack order.
And he's like nodding slowly as you play him like a fiddle. And he says, yes, that's right. Just because they won the lottery, you know, if you'd showed up a little earlier, we were in charge around here. Bringing some much needed order to this place. Making sure the law was being followed, but now anything goes.
I know, and they're getting really cocky too. Apparently, they're expecting someone great to come and very soon. They say they're going to take over everything. The little
One of the
bastard.
other soldiers. Yeah, one of the other soldiers, a young woman says, she's like, "See, Sergeant, I told you. What I heard was right." And he says, the sergeant says, "We had heard something to that effect. that their master was coming here. Of course, we reported it. That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, can you imagine this place permanently a joke? Oh,
That's not what I mean, stranger. You don't understand. The thing that keeps this place sane is the balance. That no Mara have come here, that this is no one's palace. But if the fool in verse decides to show up, the Dragon Prince has to come too. And if the Dragon Prince comes, all three of them need to be here. And then, well,
war.
he nods. I can't go anywhere. My warriors and I, we are sworn to serve the prince. And so if he comes, it's killing time. And that's how it goes. You, no reason for someone so soft and handsome as you to stay around here. Why not spend a few nights with me and my boys and then find somewhere safe to go?
Yes, I do plan on leaving soon. The
He's
thought of
yeah,
a
he's
Mara
smiling and
arriving
nodding.
is terrifying.
So when you say that, he like leans in and he like brushes your arm and he's like, "Oh, you don't have to be scared. You're in a room full of the toughest warriors in town."
I see that I'm in great company. I feel so safe here at this table.
Yeah, and so you're working him, right? Like he's like smiling and nodding and like, "Yes, thank you for noticing how tough I am. Me and my friends, we're all so tough." And he's like, "No reason for you to leave now, but I think things are going to get messy around here. Why not have a good time before you go?"
Well, I'm kind of sworn to someone.
At that moment, you hear Bird throw his mug, like throw it on the ground, and be like,
Bathroom. Make boom boom. Ramus. Ramus.
So they kind of like look, we all pan over to big angry baby Berg and then back. And the sergeant says, to what? That brute?
Yeah, he's not much to look at, but there's a fire in his belly that warms my iced over heart.
Yeah, he kind of like scowls. Make one more persuasion check.
Crit.
So here's what happens. So my intention when I introduced this character was that he was going to be kind of like a sleazy like warrior dude, but your roles have completely turned him around. So when you say that, he looks at you and there's a moment you see in his eyes like some kind of like long forgotten sadness, right? And like I think like you see his eyes like well up a little bit and he nods and he says, "I understand. I too was once bound by love. And the heart wants what it wants." And he stands up and he bows to you. And he says, "It has been a pleasure drinking with you. I hope that you are safe in the coming chaos. And if there's anything that you or your Bert need, I will be here."
I feel safer already. 5 billion legs. Thank you.
He mumbles, "It was 10, but it's fine." and he's just like, "I understand. You've already got someone special in your life. I will back off and not be rude about it. Please. I'm glad to have met you." And then he just kind of like leaves you to go
Wait a minute.
return to your table.
Do men work completely differently in the void?
Yeah, so you can tell it's a fantasy game.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. So he just respectfully is like, oh, all right. I misread the situation. Thank you for having some drinks with me. Please go back and enjoy the company of your friend. I'm sorry we interrupted.
Oh, high fantasy. That's what we're in. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. So yeah, Ramus, you can head back over to Berg, who's pretending to be extra stupid.
Oh, you big oaf.
You see Berg like taking the cup and making it look like he's about to poop in it or something, like he's like putting it both. Then he sees you came
The
over.
funny
Like,
thing is, no one understands what you're doing because they don't do that here. So like, why is that man rubbing the cup in his genitals? I don't understand.
Yep. And then as soon as Ramus comes over, Berg like stops and like,
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, diffuse that situation with my good looks,
Thought you might have needed an out. Hence the poop and all that.
Yes, he's sort of protect us if anything happens, which is good.
Oh, really? That charming you are.
It's good to have options, Berg, in case certain ones don't work out.
Berg, if you feel like you're being emotionally abused and you're in a relationship and you need help getting out, just reach out to me after the show and we'll talk about it. Good. So we fade out on that scene. Maharib, Broken Promises, and Amira. Do you leave the now rubble strewn locale to go elsewhere, or what do you want to do?
Broken Promises, you went downstairs immediately after, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked out the window, looked at the note, re-looked at the note on the door.
Okay.
To make sure, like, oh, this is the fucking punchline. And then I've rejoined
the note
you.
the note was on a piece of the door that was like lying, 5 or 6 feet away from the original door, but you found it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When you show back up in the room, I'm helping Amira up and
buy the room.
Buy the room. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe the door frame is there and the door is there, but everything is not around the frame. And so I see you on the other side and I just open it.
Yeah.
Open the door anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you decent?
Yeah, you come back upstairs, and I'm helping Amira, and we're getting situated in the room, picking up everything.
Yeah, so she's like rubbing her head and like picking pieces of wood out of her skin, and she looks at you, and Maharib, is there a shared language between the three of you? I know she can
Infernal.
speak to Broken Promises, so you all speak Infernal, right? That's right. Okay,
Yep,
so
we
in
never
Infernal,
figured that out until just like last
So
when we got here.
In Infernal, she says, what the ass just happened? I still can't hear right. What did you do up there?
This was the punchline on the note on the door. We were the butt of the joke.
Aha, fucking funny. Are we
Exactly.
done here?
Yes. Let's go.
Wait a second. And she turns, and in Giant, because it's like her native language now, in Giant, she says to Maharib, she's like, hang on, wasn't this place some kind of truce or safe place? Why would the Divine Comedy attack it?
I speak out to her in Infernal. Speak a language we can all understand, please.
Yeah, I respond
She
to
turns around
Infernal. Go ahead.
She turns around in Infernal, she says, fuck you. We're talking.
I understood that.
And then she puts her hands up. She's like, okay, sorry. If this place was supposed to be so safe and no one was supposed to attack anybody here, then gestures around. And where's that woman?
I think I grab my axe from the ground from where I got blown away and just say, I don't know. She's no longer here. I believe we're wasting our time. There's nothing to steal or even gain by being here.
She,
Well-
she nods.
There's only one real course of action left to us, and that is I walk up to the front door and tell them what I have to offer. Try and get payment for it.
What do you have to offer exactly?
Secrets, inner workings, contacts,
Oh,
something that
But
would give the
didn't-
comedy the edge against my former employers.
didn't you already promise that to your friend?
Different aspects.
Do we need to
She
be
says
there
in
with you?
giant. In giant, Maharib, she says, I don't trust her. I mean, it sounds like she's just trying to play everybody against everybody else. How do we know that she's not just going to turn us over to them?
I say, and still in Infernal, I'd still say the same thing. Like, do we need to be there with you, or would that complicate things? And I kind of
It
like look at a
wouldn't.
mirror when I say that.
It wouldn't make things any easier. Because if we have to fight our way out, we'll be in the lion's den, so to speak. So I go in, or all of us go in, same odds of getting out. So may as well not risk yourself. But to answer your question, what I've offered the comedy and what I've given to my friend who is harboring our other compatriots, different things. Secrets and intrigue for the comedy, connections, underground organizations, safe houses. That's what I've given to Steady Hands. Does that make sense?
She kind of shrugs and says, so you're going to give the comedy all these secrets about the Basilica?
Indeed.
And again, she switches to giant. She says, see, I don't know. I mean, if she's willing to sell it her old boss, how do we know she's not going to sell us out? I got a weird feeling about this.
I still say in Infernal, so not in Giant, but I just say, well, we'll cross that path when we get to it. But as for now, she's on our side. I don't translate what was said.
Yeah.
For now,
Right.
I'm on your side. Look, I'm on your side until we get across the void. I don't think you realize what I'm giving. I'm saying this to both of them. I don't think you realize what I'm giving up, what I have already given up for this goal of getting out of the void and getting to where you come from. I would be kept dying for eternity if I were caught. Can you even fathom that? Can you even fucking imagine what that would be like? That is what I am giving up. That is the call that I feel. So if you think you can't trust me, you should fuck off now.
Hell yeah. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Is this for Amira?
Yeah, I'm not going to. You
I'm
decide,
switching back
Maharib.
and
You
forth,
decide if she's an NPC, so I'm going to let you roll against her. But you decide, Maharib, how you
I definitely
feel.
have a reaction, but we'll do the roll first.
Yeah, do the roll just so we can see.
With
Nice,
advantage
24.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. All right. So Maharib, what's your response? What do you do?
I think I'm still cleaning up stuff and like picking splinters out of my arms and whatnot. And I think as like Broken Promises starts to raise her voice and whatnot, I start to like stand up at full attention and kind of get a little bit closer and just say, that would mean that for now you on our side, correct? Am I mistaken?
Do I need to say it? Yes. Of course.
Then we are fine.
We have the same goal.
I never
After
said we
get
didn't.
across the void, we can part ways if you like. But for now, we need to work together and trust each other. You need to trust me. I'm trusting you.
So Broken Promises, you are used to this kind of thing. You recognize the unmistakable sight of a blade being drawn Now it's not, you notice it in the corner of your eye because you're not looking right at it. And you turn, you see, Amira she's taken a knife out, but it's not a, like, I'm going to stab you with it. She's just holding it in her hand. And when the two of you finish talking, you turn to her and you see, and she's holding it, and she puts her other hand out, like palm up, and she says, "Then swear it." And Maharib, this is like a thing. It's a blood oath. They get sworn all the time. It's just a way to like cement an alliance or whatever. She should not know about this. This is a cultural thing of your people.
Right.
And as you watch, like if you do Broken Promise, if you just put your hand out, you watch her do the thing, and she like puts her hand on the blade, and she puts your hand over hers. So you're both holding with the knife between you, and she pulls the blade up and then like grasps your hand, and she says some stuff in Giant that basically translates to like a promise sworn by blood cannot be broken. And she invokes the name of several like ancestral spirits in Giantish, and probably like directly references the like patriarchs or whatever of your clan.
Right.
And then she lets go of your hand, Broken Promises, and she nods, and she says to you, "There. Now I trust you."
Very well.
And to like roll back maybe 5 or 6 seconds as this is happening, and as she's saying those words, like in Maharib's mind, he goes back to another time and place. And across from him, you see kind of a similar stature, a little bit shorter Goliath, who looks very similar. And we're making the same oath to one another, or the same words are being shared amongst us.
And where,
shaking
God,
hands.
this would be like, it would be an intense change in a palette, right? Because we go from the strange, like gray, green, everything of this world to this sudden flare of bright color from the real world, right? And it would be a complete palette swap. Where are you? Are you clearly like in this memory? Are you clearly in like a hut, like a giant dwelling? Are you in a cave? Where do we see Maharib? What's around you?
We're kind of on the outskirts of a town. There's like a caravan getting ready to leave. And so we're out in the open.
Okay.
And clearly I'm getting ready to get on this caravan and leave.
Yeah. Is this a like a giant, like a Goliath caravan, or are you joining
It's an outsider's like mercenary caravan.
Right.
Let's stop by.
Yeah. Cool. So it's got like a banner with like a mercenary company like sigil hanging from it, and yeah, maybe somebody shouts like "We're going" in common, and then you have to turn. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's what you're reminded of in this moment, and when you kind of come back from your reverie, you hear.
Just real quick. After like the knife goes through both of our hands, and we're sitting there, and I kind of like look around for something, and I look at Amira, and I just tell her like, making people believe you and convincing them is so much harder when you don't use magic. I don't know how you people do it. That's it. Yeah.
She says, we don't have time to have a conversation about trust and faith right now, but if we get through all of this, we'll finish this talk. And she turns back to you, Maharib, and she's like, "Hey, you okay?" She like slaps you on the shoulder.
Yeah, I snap out of it and look like directly at her. I'm perfectly fine. Are we done? Can we leave?
In Giant, she says, she uses like a giantish idiom that's like, this cave has been mined, let's move on. It basically means like, let's blow this popsicle stand. It's a casual way of saying like, we don't need to be here anymore. We've fulfilled this place's purpose. So she says it in Giant. There's this idiom that she uses, and then she smiles and she's like, "Go, get out of here."
Yeah, I respond in Giant and just say to greener pastures and start to walk down the steps.
Cool. Is your this moment of like, because it sounds like Marib's having some feelings. Is that obvious enough or evident enough that Broken Promise could make like an insight check?
Yeah.
Or do you think that's all quite inside?
Yeah, I want to have
sure.
some sort of roll against it for sure.
Okay. All right. Broken Promises, make an insight check. I think trying to hide your feelings. You can make a deception check.
Okay.
To oppose.
Where is deception? I have -2 here, so we'll see if I do this. Yeah, I roll 2. You should have no problem.
Okay.
Should. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, broken promises. Give me that insight check.
Oh, I'm inciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you noticed Maharib having a moment.
Oh my god. I thought it was about the idioms, and they were like, okay, fuck it. Sorry, my bad.
You're watching that exchange. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
so give me, Maharib, give me in one word the predominant kind of like emotion that is on your face or whatever, right? What is the feeling you're feeling that broken promises would be able to pick up?
I'm jumping between the words longing and homesick. Somewhere in there.
Homesickness is a form of longing, so I think longing is a thing. Yeah. Okay. So you notice
and
that
I would glean that emotion.
I think so. You see it in Maharib's face. You see it in his eyes. You see it was prompted by the reaction or by the interaction that he just saw, but you don't know the grain of it. You don't know the details.
Sure.
And I'm kind of at the bottom of the steps now, so.
Yeah. As we walk, like I don't say anything right away, but as we're like gathering up and we're leaving the place, I turn to Maharib, just offhand comment and say, I often imagine myself in better places that I've visited. I see you're no different.
Yeah, I just stare at you when you say that and kind of like let it pass by me. I don't respond to it. And then just completely like throw the question or statement aside.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll go back and find the others. If you truly think you'll be fine by yourself or be in a better place. Or rather, us not be in harm's way, as you said.
I gave my book to Ramus, right?
I don't remember.
Your book of secrets.
Yeah,
I think it was Berg.
I think
Or
it's,
did I just
I think
give him a
it's,
note.
You gave it to Berg because you're trying to get.
You
Berg's
gave them a
trust.
note. I think, yeah.
Yeah, well, because I didn't want to bring like Indiana Jones. I didn't want to bring the diary into like Nazi Berlin,
Right.
where exactly they want it. All they would have to do is kill me and take it, which would be silly. So, I gave it. Yeah, so I gave it to Berg, so I can make the offer and hopefully get out alive. All right.
Yeah. So you know that he's at your friend's place. That you can go and find them there.
Yep.
So is that where you go?
Okay.
Is that the plan?
I think that's where Maharib and Amira are going, but I still have to get in touch with the comedy.
Yeah, I mean, you know where they live.
Right,
You know.
yeah. So they're probably gonna head back to Steady Hands' place, I'd imagine, and I'm gonna go alone to the fucking comedy.
Okay, well, let's stay with you.
Idea, obviously.
Yeah, let's stay with you. You got a one-way ticket to the wolf pit. So let's switch over. Let's stay with you. Maharib and Amira head off, and you are going to go to the Fortress of the Divine Comedy. We've seen this before. This is their lair, and they are in full celebratory mode, right? That they're acting like they're setting up for some grand festival. I mean, there's always some kind of weird festival or another. But this is being set up. So as I described it before, it's a big stone and wood theater, basically, but it's a twisted kind of Court of the Void version of like an opera house. So it's this big sort of semi-Gothic green glass like estate kind of thing. It's got several side buildings. There are tents set up in the area around it. It is it's a stadium sized like building basically. They can adapt it. They can use it as a coliseum. It's a whole bunch of stuff, and then it's got all these catacombs underneath. So it's very large. It is essentially their headquarters within this city. And when you approach it, we see it from a distance as we kind of pan down to find broken promises, and you're in the thick of it. There is a carnival going on, so you can hear music. Someone is playing an organ, like grinding an organ nearby. There are jugglers and knife tossers and various tents with people going in and imbibing different forms of processed juice, and the cacophony of it is just like deafening as you walk up.
Who would I say like just like little swears to? Because I don't think I'd say gods. Like if I would say like dear God or something like that.
Oh, well, like, so it depends. There's only really the one religion. Some people worship the Mara in the sense that they think the Mara are always listening and paying attention. This is where the thing where you don't say the word Mara came from. But there's this, everybody here says it, and you could like ask for a blessing from a particular Mara if your personal religious beliefs are such that they could hear you. But you also serve the Basilica Illustrious, and they believe that the only power is the power of the void, the great darkness that sucks everything into it at the end. So you could invoke the void if you wanted to.
Honestly, it's just, I just want to say like if it were Zeke saying it, he would say, Jesus Christ, I hate the fucking comedy.
You're right. Void, take this place, right?
Void, take this place. I hate the comedy.
Something
That's what
like
she
that,
says as she's walking in. Just like looking around and like, this is just everything's a joke, and I hate being here.
Yeah. So you walk by a tent, and you see an old woman sitting in front of a table, and then there's someone tied to a chair in front of her, and she's got a deck of cards, and she like flops out a card. You don't get to see what's on it, and you hear the person tied to the chair like start to like scream, and then you see somebody come up to them with a knife and then pull the sheet closed in front of the tent. And like the closer you get to the theater itself, the more a strange mockery of everything that we've seen that's holy in the world. I think we see there's a parade that you have to walk through to get across. There's a parade, and the parade is like a mockery of heaven. We see lots of like misinterpreted or misunderstood religious symbols from the Court of Swords, from the real world. And we see like someone with like a sort of stuffed elephant puppet, and we see kind of all of these weird reflected mockeries of the world. But for you, this is normal bullshit, weirdo, divine comedy behavior. You just slip through the crowd. Are you making an effort to approach stealthily, or are you like what? Yeah, because you can. I want to ask you. I basically want to know: are you trying to be stealthy?
No. Yeah, no, I'm not like walking down like naked with bells ringing, shame, shame, shame. But I'm walking casually up to the front door because anybody like, let me ask you this. Actually, let me ask you this. If they like see me walking, are they going to like fucking detain me before I can get there?
You're a spy, right? So
that?
Yeah, no, you're a spy. It's not just about stealth in the moment. It's about stealth all the time.
Okay.
Right? Because you have like fake identities and stuff. It would be impossible for you to operate in Opportunity if all it took was like line of sight, like there's the enemy, get her. You're a good spy, not a shitty spy, despite what your dice rolls indicate to us.
Perfect. Well, then I will look. Was the guy in the chair, was he wearing anything? Was he naked, or did he have like?
He was definitely naked. Yeah, no, definitely naked.
How about the old woman that closed the curtain?
She was not naked.
Cool. Then I'll find a quiet spot and just like give myself a little polymorph and just into her.
Yeah. Okay. And all right. So now you look like a weird old crone. So you have like long black robes, scraggly gray hair. And you're just kind of like walking up through the crowd.
Through.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Sure.
Yep. So like I walk back into like the alleyway, kind of do a quick check around, make sure no one's there. and then just like and just like bloom into this fat old woman.
That's awesome.
Did you say she was
yeah.
fat? I just heard fat.
She is now. So she
Okay.
like I'm just envisioning like every old lady from every Miyazaki cartoon, right? You know, that kind of like waddling, like like tiny
That's where my
hands,
head,
big
yeah,
face. Like
my head
are you
went there
right?
too. So
Yeah.
good job,
The
Miyazaki.
old Baba.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it, Miyazaki. So you you use magic to change your shape, and you slip out of the thing and you start walking, and you're headed towards the building when you hear a voice, someone in the crowd, and it's getting louder. They're like, grandma, wait. And you turn and you see a group of 3 like drunk looking vein hunters, and you can tell because they're dressed like adventurers. They have like random talismans on them to protect them from the power of the veins, and they have more weapons than is reasonable to carry around. They look like D&D characters basically, but from the Court of the Void, and they're approaching, and one of them who has a staff with a carved like crystal on the end of it hanging from a sort of crescent, she's the one that is waving and being like, grandma, wait. You stop, or are you just gonna be like try to like push on?
I'll try and push on, and then if she comes up like and starts.
Okay, yeah,
tugging at
they're
me.
definitely calling you. They're coming towards you.
All right. I'll look at them.
Yeah. So
And,
the 3 of them come up. Make a quick insight check.
14.
Okay. And 14. All right. So they're all drunk, not like wasted drunk, but like drunk enough to be brave. One of them is dressed. The one in the front, she is dressed like a spellcaster. She's got various bits and bobs of like magical stuff on her equipment. She's got her magic staff. There is a warrior kind of guy with her who is a Voidborn. He's got the black eyes and the gray skin, and he stands about a foot taller than the rest of them. He's got a big 2-handed sword on his back and like plate armor. And then there's a third one, and he has a crossbow, and then a series of like smaller crossbows. Like he's got 2 on his waist, and he's got like another one across his back. And he's got a big floppy hat. That one looks like he doesn't want to be here. He's just lost an argument to convince these 3 not to come talk to you. And as they come up, they're like kind of smiling and giggling at each other. And the girl, she's like, grandma, wait, you have to tell my fortune. We have, she's like, where's the coins? And the crossbow guy's like, I'm not giving you any money. And the knight like takes out some of these green iron coins and puts them in her hand. And she turns back and she's like, that's enough, right? I got 5. That's 1, 2. So you have to.
Oh, yes, my dear. It's as many as you think it should be. That's how this works.
She turns around. She's like, see, I told you. We're ready.
Right.
I don't care what I have the consequences. We're back. We're back from a
And out of
vein.
nowhere, I just grab her cheeks like.
Okay.
Like
She's like, ah, like screams. She's startled. And what do you do?
Hold,
She's like, ah!
hold the coins in your hand.
And you can see like her
about-
hands are trembling, and she like holds the coins.
Think about what you want to know. What do you want to know? And
Do
will
I
answer.
do I have to say it, or do I just think it?
No, you have to say it so that the air and the creatures and fate and the void can hear you. And I said fate on purpose because it's a bad word.
It is a bad word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's just like,
It's like the devil and the angels and all Jesus and, Beelzebub. They're all listening.
yeah. Yeah. So she's just like, okay. And she kind of like looks around, and the crossbow dude is doing that thing where he's like, I'm not with them. I'm standing over here. He's like very interested in a pastry stand that's nearby. And the Voidborn warrior's just got his hands folded over his chest. He's just kind of watching, like trying to be impassive. And she says, when do when are we going to hit the mother lode? As you hold her face in your hands.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see anything on them will give away what they think is the mother lode would be like if they are.
Oh, they're
Void
vein
hunters.
hunters.
They're vein hunters.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
they're vein hunters. They want a big, like, powerful strike. They want to give up this life. They have the same dream that every, like, starting vein hunter has ever had, right?
Right. So I keep my hands on her face, and I close my eyes, and I say, "It's still. I can't quite see it. I can't quite see it yet."
Yeah, and so she's
not
holding
there
these
yet.
coins, and she kind of turns her face, and she's like, "We need more coins. Give her another coin." And the warrior, like, rolls his eyes, and he hands out another one.
Oh, it's clear, but it's just outside of my reach. Just outside of my
So
reach.
the warrior makes a sound like, "Okay, Grandma, like, that's enough. Give us a prophecy already."
Turns out that is exactly. I have it now. Sorry, it just eluded me for one moment. Yes, I see it. Oh, this will not be good. Three, I see. But 2, it will be. Wait 1 cycle and 10, and then wait that again. And the 2 shall see what the treasure will be.
So when you say that, like, you say that like 3 there are, but 2 there will be. The 2 of them look at each other and then look at the back of the crossbow guy like, of course, we knew this guy wasn't gonna be, good to work with anymore. So and they like,
Yep.
yeah, she nods and then she says quietly, like, so he can't hear. She says, Granny, I had my suspicions, but thank you. She looks at her like boyfriend, the sword guy, and he just nods sternly, like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll deal with him." And then the crossbow dude turns around, and he's like, "Are we done?" And they're like, "Yeah, come on, let's go get something to eat." And they kind of like, the warrior just kind of like takes him, and they like start walking away into the crowd. And the woman looks back at you like, "Thank you, Mima. We're gonna go knife this guy in an alley. See ya." And they leave. And as we turn back, you have like a nice clear shot up to the entrance doors to the hall.
Okay.
From here. Yeah.
Okay. That was fun.
Yeah. Mark inspiration for that
thank
as
you.
well. Yeah. Also, Ramus, you have inspiration from flirting so successfully with that samurai that you just like made a new friend. So that's good. That's really nice. So let's cut back to
guy.
No, crossbow guy. Yeah, that's all right. He won't die forever. They're just gonna kill him hard enough that they can leave town with all of his stuff to go find this vein they're supposed to find in 22 days.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So Maharib, for you, let's cut back. So you and Amira are walking back through town, headed for this safe house. Are you talking, or are you just kind of like stoically heading in a direction?
I mean, I think even maybe before we like get a block from Miss Tippett's, I'd start to ask, because we don't know that we don't know how Ramus and Berg were getting to the Dragon Knights bar thing, right? Like they came.
No,
through
yeah,
the
we don't.
sewers.
You don't know about the secret tunnels, yeah.
Yeah, so all we know is that they're at a bar where the Dragon Knights occupy that part of the city. Is that accurate?
Yeah, you've got the address. You can get there from here. You know what precinct it's in and what district.
Sure. Okay. Well, then as long as we know that, yeah. If that's already understood, then I don't think that there's a conversation. At least not one that I'm starting.
Yeah, you're relatively quiet. So yeah, she notices and she says, You know, you're normally so chatty. Something wrong?
I don't take it as a joke, and I just kind of shake the.
Right.
No, nothing is wrong. We are going to this bar to find Ramus and Berg, and hopefully Broken Promises will join us soon with the information we need, so we can finally leave.
It would be nice to get out of here. I feel like, and she uses another giant idiom that means the feeling of it before it rains, but you know it's going to. And so she's like, it feels like, and then there's this idiom in giant.
Yeah,
and she kind of like shivers.
That one definitely like catches Maharib's attention. I think the other ones did as well. He just never acted on it, and I kind of like stop in stride and like turn to her and like grab her by her arms and just kind of shaking. Do you even know what these things you're saying mean? Do you know what? You're not from. And I just I let go and back off a bit.
Yeah, and she takes a step back too, and like puts her hands up like, "Whoa, you're being crazy." And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. What is wrong with you?"
I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I'm still adjusting. Not had someone from the same, but you're not from there. I've not had whatever it is you are. And whatever it is these sayings are, I've not heard them in quite some time. I'm adjusting.
Well, I'm sorry if it's upsetting you. I can try to stop, but I don't.
It's not upsetting. I don't know how to convey this because to you, this is all you've known. It's fine. Just, I apologize. I'm sorry. We need to find this bar.
Yeah, and I think at that point you can travel the city streets fairly regular, like without too much trouble. Y'all aren't like wanted in the way that like Berg and Yodazo and stuff were. So you make your way from the sort of neutral marketplace area to an entrance, a dragon gate that leads into the neighborhood of the Dragon Knight. She pays like a fine at the door or whatever. She gives the guy a coin at the gate, and you come inside into this neighborhood. And without any real trouble, you find yourself outside this raucous tea house. And it has gone from kind of like a relaxed atmosphere of like the first soldiers arriving to now those soldiers are all pretty drunk, and you can hear shouting and someone's drunkenly singing inside. You can hear a man belting out some tune drunkenly, and there's laughing. And Amira looks at it and looks at you, and she's like, "Lively place."
Yes, I'm sure Ramus is fitting in quite nicely. I do kind of a scan of the room. Do I see Ramus and Berg kind of standing about?
Yeah, you pass through the door. There are a bunch of tables outside with people sitting. Some guy passed out on the floor. You step over him and you come up the lacquered stairs and into the main room. Ramus, are you visible? I assume that Berg got fed up with the crowd and maybe he went upstairs to like rest.
Yeah, I think at this point I have won all of that guy's money, and he's crying on the floor.
So you see Ramus at a table surrounded by like pulling a high roller, right? Like surrounded by a bunch of these like rugged, handsome, and they're all looking at Ramus like, Ramus, you're the best. And they're all like cheering and laughing. And Ramus is the center of attention, and there's a big pile of coins in front. Ramus, let's see how many coins. Let's see what your equivalent in GP is. Make a. First, we'll figure out if you learned this game. So make an intelligence saving throw. This game's difficulty is, let's say, DC 14.
Okay.
Hot damn,
Jesus
no problem.
fucking
Okay,
Christ.
so you can use your proficiency bonus. So proficiency bonus plus your wisdom or your intelligence. I think for wisdom in this case, because you're reading people to play the game. It's not about like knowing the rules exactly. So yeah, just make like a wisdom roll and add your proficiency bonus. Oh my God, 23. Jesus.
Ramus
Yeah, and
just
that's
waltzing
without
through
the
the
plus.
void life, just having a ball.
27.
Okay. All
27.
right. So let's see here. So in regular like Earth gold, cool. You've made yourself the equivalent of 14,000 gold. You have like a pile of like you've robbed not only this dude, but you've robbed like everybody in the place. And there is no one in the room who's been able to beat you. And as a result, pretty much everyone in here is like drinking with the last of their money to forget the day they ever met Ramus Krill.
Okay.
So describe what I see once, because I feel like this has been heightened now from what I originally saw.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's a big deal. So Ramus, are you dressed differently? Like, have you won people's clothes and are now wearing them? Like,
I think I'm wearing their chains. I have like capes
yeah.
on, like that one. Yeah. I got a collection of
yeah,
boots
'cause
on
they
my
got,
thigh.
yeah, this isn't. Remember, it's not 14,000 in like 14,000 gold. It's 14,000 worth of void coins and miscellaneous like bullshit items. So there's like a pile of a half dozen swords. Yeah, Ramus, you have everyone's jewelry on. So all your fingers have rings and you have like necklaces made out of void iron. Yeah, and Ramus is just like sitting pretty.
I think I just like
anyone
walk out.
else got anything left, boys? I'm here for another couple hours. All right. If you want to win something back, I'm right here.
Yeah, I walk up and Ramus.
Oh, Maharib! Hello, my friend. Those boots are not gonna do, my friend. Here, have some boots. Here, put those on. Those are much better.
Yeah, the boots like
What
thud,
size?
they thud against my leg and
is-
just like fall to the ground. I kind of look at them. Are they my size? Are they appropriate size?
Well, so that's the thing. I love it. I love that it's like the joke is like, oh, you can use some new boots. What size are you? I've got 10s. I got an 8 over here. We got some 12s. What do you need? Just see a bunch of like bootless warriors. Like, oh man, those are my boots. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine for you to get a nice pair of boots from this haul if you want.
Great. I sit down next to Ramus and like start changing boots. You know, where's Berg? Did you sell him off?
Wow.
No, a party pooper. He's up in his room.
Did not go well at Miss Tippett's. I see still a piece of wood in my skin. You see me like pull it out. And I kind of like not bite down, but push down on the wound to get the blood to stop. I guess, there was an ambush. We're fine. Ish. Broken Promises decide to go his own way, and he's going into the lion's den by himself.
Her, you mean?
Yourself.
Yes. Sorry. Her.
Well, but wait a minute. Miss Tippett's was supposed to be a protected area. Why? Is she all right? Like, was it attacked?
She's not there, and that building will not be standing by the end of the day.
Maharib, you see a handsome older warrior type man with a centipede tattoo, and he's listening to you talk, and then he says, something has happened to Miss Tippett.
I do not know. She was not there. We went to have a conversation, and the fool Inverse was there to talk.
This will not do. He stands up and he bows deeply to Ramus, and he says, Ramus, I must go. My men are at your disposal. And they all look at you like, yes, we are, Ramus. We are here to help you. Like, you have their loyalty. And he says, but I have to return to the lodge. This is troubling news.
Thank you so much, 10 billion legs. You're a man of
He
great
thinks-
worth to this.
Somewhere down deep in his heart, he thinks that someday you will learn his name and you will use it properly. But today is not that day. He has not learned it. Yeah. So he bows to you, and he turns and he gives a much less polite bow to Maharib. And then
Before he leaves, real quick.
Yeah.
We didn't see any sign of Miss Tippett in that building when we got there, right?
No,
it was already vacant.
It was very clear to you that she had been taken from that place or was forced to leave. Like it didn't go good.
Okay. Yeah. Seeing that for whatever reason this man has trusted Ramus and potentially an ally, or an enemy of my enemy, so to speak.
Right. And that's the best you're going to get around here.
Yeah, starting to leave, I say, soldier, Miss Tippett, whoever was in there was definitely dragged out against their own will. The place is in ruins. I'd be very careful. It was trapped when we walked in. Hopefully that information serves you well.
He shakes his head and he says, I appreciate the warning, but I'm going to the lodge to report to my superiors about what happened. This may be the excuse that we need to ally with the Basilica before the Divine Comedy's master arrives.
I kind of look at Ramus and furrow my brow a little bit, and then look back at the man and say, if you need someone to speak as to what happened, I'll be here. You can come and find me.
And he nods grimly, and then turns and goes.
I love Maharib when things start going my way. When plans start formulating and coming together so beautifully.
Ramus,
Bartender, round of drinks for everybody. Everybody's drinking.
With their own money.
Yeah. I see a scurry of a bartender run off, and I just look at Ramus and say, Ramus, for as long as I've known you, they've always gone your way.
Yeah, Ramus already has 4 attendants, right? Four or five geisha just hanging out, being like, whatever you need, Ramus, or whatever fake name you gave any given one of them. And yeah, there's a little cheer that goes up in the bar, like, yay, we can drink. And then a few people are like, wait a second, that's my money. Oh man, I needed that. But they'll drink the free drinks. So before we do anything else, Ramus, I think probably one of the things that you got, something in this pile of stuff is magic. I think you managed to luck into a magic item. Somebody drunkenly bet something they should not have, and you'll get some kind of magic item.
Just happens to be a pair of Goliath armors. Wow, how fortunate.
How very fortunate.
The bag. I can put all of my things in.
Yeah, it's a magical bag.
Oh,
It's weird. It seems like it's inside out. Roll a D100 for me. Just fucking do it random. Void
89.
equivalent of some magic item at 89. Okay, I have no idea what this item does. Let me look it up. It's a necklace. It's one of the many necklaces you are wearing around your neck. Let's see here.
I wonder how many nerds are frantically searching tables like, which table is Adam using? Which table is he using?
It's probably using
like
Don Juan's or Don. I forget.
Let's see.
I forgot what the.
The Volos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So this necklace, it is it's a string of prayer beads. It's a vain artifact because it's not made here. It was something that came through from the other world, and you would recognize it, Ramus, as having been made by monks of the Court of Coins in a very specific historical age. Can you make a history check real quick?
Sure.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Right. So you know exactly when this thing was made. This was made by monks of a very specific monastery in the mountains in the central Court of Coins during the Li Dynasty, which is several thousand years ago. And these monks were worshippers of the earth and the wind and the fire, of the elements, as being representations of the divine will of heaven. So they would spend long times in the various, like they're founders of geomancy. They would spend a lot of time in various places in the world to understand the nature of a place. So they would spend a year and a day sitting alone in a field of grass to understand the grass and the wind. But some of them needed to go to places that were harmful or dangerous to the human body, right? That they would kill you if you went there. You couldn't breathe there, like the caldera of a volcano or something. And so this necklace is made up of prayer beads that are meant to protect the wearer from dangerous environments. In Dungeons and Dragons terms, you have just obtained a necklace of adaptation, which while wearing it, you have to attune to it. But while wearing it, you can breathe normally in any environment, and you have advantage on saving throws against harmful gases and vapors, such as cloud kill, stinking cloud, inhaled poisons, and the breath weapons of some dragons. So I don't know what you're doing, how you're doing for like attunement slots or whatever, but someone gets one of those and can wear it. And you won it in a game of weird dice card chess.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Attunement slots work so you can have 2 for every character. Is that right?
3. You get 3.
You have
Okay,
3.
So
Yeah, right. It was made
my,
by the ancient monk. Made by the ancient monk Hazmat. I believe is
my
the name.
third magic item, so it's perfect.
There you go.
Sick. Cool. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, you won a magic item. You won a magic item and a ton of miscellaneous riches.
Okay. I think.
I mean, dude made more in like 1 hour than I made in my entire fucking career as a blackmailer. Like, just put that in fact, it made 3 times, almost 4 times as much as I had in my whole stash.
That's true.
So, I mean, this is the thing, right? People will remember, like, this is the thing. Ramus probably would not notice this himself because Ramus is assured of his own, like, greatness on his own. But Ramus is, like, blessed. There is like his luck, his destiny, whatever they would call it down here, whatever is putting him in a position to be advantageous, it is better and more powerful than everyone else's. And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe not. So yeah. There you go. So you're a rich man, Ramus Krill. For now anyway.
I think as we're sitting there, I kind of explain, maybe as you're Googling your necklace in particular, it's just like, as you're wrapped, I'm sure, by thousands of necklaces on your neck, you pull that one out and you're kind of just staring at the stone or however it looks. I bring up broken promises and say, what are we to do about broken promises? Seems like we just had an answer present itself on how we get out of here, but as I said, she's getting into the lion's den. It might not go well. It's part of the reason why we're here.
34, 36. What? Yeah. What? Oh, yes.
Did I interrupt you, Ramus?
Hurry while you're talking. Ramus is just flicking small pieces of paper onto you.
Oh, yes. Well, there's always a chance that luck will be on her side. She seems resourceful. She seems to know what she's doing. But, if things don't go well, it seems like things around here might get a little heated between the dragons and the divine comedy. We might be able to use that as a distraction to rescue her if we have to.
That's a good point. There was a...
Don't be giving fucking ideas out just for free there, bud.
So if we were to walk in and she were surrounded by, I don't know, let's say some kind of mind flayers, maybe. That's what I would do if I were those bad guys. If we did, and she was in that position, well, that'd be rough. Yeah.
There was, this may sound strange, but there was an oath that myself and Amira must now honor between broken promises in us, so we need to make sure we do not leave her behind.
Oh,
Yeah, when
I
you
plan on bringing.
when you mention Amira, you look over and you see that she's like arm wrestling some like warrior dude. Like
Sure.
they're like shouting at each other. She's like off in the corner.
Okay. What were we gonna say, Ramus?
saying, "Oh, I plan on bringing her with us. I wouldn't leave her behind. She's too valuable."
All right. Well, I guess we'll just wait here, see what happens. She knows where we were going, so she'll find her way back to us, or she won't.
She's resourceful. I don't think we're gonna have to babysit her at all. She will find her way back, or she will accomplish her goal. I think you're underestimating her.
Very well. Well, it's been some time since I've actually rested. I'm going to go get a room. And I look down at the table and just like grab a handful of coins.
Just these are for me now.
And I maybe get like 5 paces away and I turn back. Ramus, may I ask a favor?
Yes, you may take some of my coins. What's your next favor?
I turn around. May I have some more? As you can see, I'm without armor.
You sound like Berg, always losing your armor, getting it eaten. You know how many pieces of armor I've had to buy over the course of the years for that man?
Well,
And now you two.
someone has to keep
And
you
now you-
protected.
You Maharib on this, the day of my daughter's wedding. You come before me asking for armor.
Don't even think to call me the burnt one.
Yeah, the burnt father.
I take like
Yeah,
I take a couple more paces towards Ramus and just say, "Well, someone has to keep you protected, Ramus."
Well, luckily for you, we're in the company of some gentlemen that have some of the finest armor in the land, and I'm sure they could arrange for you to get some yourself. Dragon crafted.
Yeah. If you look at these dudes and they're like they're eager to help for the right price.
Get their fucking money back.
Yeah. Like, is
Yeah.
anyone listening intently? Like, do I notice anyone's ears perk up? Eyes kind of okay. I take like the final step closer to Ramus and I lean in and just say, how about we give a ransom to the one who makes the finest set of armor? You have enough money here. We have nothing but
I don't
time
think
right
you-
now.
I don't think these men's are blacksmith. I mean, they're going to go to someone else, but
Yeah,
Whoever
they're
brings it back
soldiers,
there.
right? So probably what would happen would be that one of them or all of them would go and steal some armor from the armory and then sell it to you and be like, "There we go, problem solved."
I mean, I'm still okay with that. I still stand by my
Yeah,
statement.
right.
Yeah. Would Master Krill, and I kind of look around, make the decree?
yeah, gentlemen, get this man some armor and you'll be compensated for everything that you lost today.
And yeah, yes. So two of them, they get up and they like bow, like, "Thank you for the opportunity," and they run off to go and steal you some armor.
Great.
So yeah, I mean, Ramus, you've got 14,000 gold, kind of give or take. So obviously, like plate armor or whatever is within range if that's something you want to buy for Maharib.
Yeah, I'll get him the good stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to check on how much a suit of like +1 armor would cost?
That's up to Ramus. I know that plate's 1,400. I think it's 1,400 by default. I don't have a DMG near me.
You can
Yeah, I
double
think it's
check the
something like that.
amount.
Yeah, you
can
want me to
double
take
check.
a look?
+1, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Probably ungodly
Let me see.
expensive.
There's like
Yeah, it's probably a
There's
lot.
a roll. There's a roll you can make from Xanathar's to go shopping for magic items. So I'm just gonna use that. Downtime revisited. If you ever had downtime, you could use all these rules, but right now we're in the middle of some shit. So let's see. 'Cause it's like there's a multiplier for the type of armor that it is, and then you
Right.
roll. So, let's see. Downtime activities. Here we go. Okay. So buying a magic item, depends on what commonality it is. Let me check dungeon. +1 armor is uncommon, I think. +3 +1. And it's rare. Okay. All right. So if you want to, it will cost you. Let's see here. Do you want to roll or do you want me to roll? Roll, JP?
I'd rather have Ramus roll. His rolls are hot.
Yeah, those dice are hot. All right.
I've rolled a
Ramus, roll
5,
2d.
6, and a 4 today. Ramus is crit twice, 2 18s, and an 89 on a D100.
Gotta run out
Roll
sometime
two-
though.
I mean, it does
Roll
have to run
2d
out.
2d10, Ramus. 2d10.
17,
You got 17.
Not
Okay.
today, a fucking 9 and 8. Let's go.
9 and 8.
Okay, so let's see. That means that it is. What's the modifier on this thing? Still hot, but hot in the wrong direction.
Oh,
Okay.
no. Well, you didn't tell us it was supposed to be low. This is some GM bullshit right here. Smelling mighty strong, in my
17
opinion.
for rare. Yeah, you'd have to scrape together another 3,000 gold on top of what you have.
Yeah, that's
Because it's times rare items are times 1,000. So
That's
yeah, a
pricey.
suit of +1 void crafted dragon knight armor is too rich for your blood. But you can get like the Ashigaru equivalent, just regular plate armor, and that will cost you some amount. I think you're right that it's. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Cool. Yeah. There you go.
I will apply that to my character sheet. Unless we need to wait for it to get here. You tell me.
No, that's okay. You'll get it. Basically, it just happens.
1,500 gold for regular plate armor.
1,500. Okay, perfect. And then let me figure out. I got to do one more quick roll to figure out how much of that 14,000 is eaten up by your necklace, your magic necklace. Because the rest of it is stuff you can just trade and throw around. So let me see.
What was that 2d10 roll for?
See if
That's
we
how
can
expensive here we go. So, okay, Ramus, can you roll a d6? You want to get as low as possible.
It's to see how much we could get for a +1.
3.
Okay, so
Didn't get it.
300. It's pretty good. 300 off of that 14,000. So minus 300 and then minus another 1,500. There you go. You have the equivalent of 12,200 gold to throw around before you leave the void.
Berg, are you wearing plate? Or actually, no, you wear medium armor, don't you?
Yeah, he's wearing.
Yes, he
armor.
does.
Okay, he's
a
got the
barbarian.
best he's gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amira's,
he's not gonna
I don't
be
think
better.
wearing armor. If you care
That's true.
to.
I don't
Yeah,
know
you can-
her.
You can.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know her.
Just the way you said that, Dan, just instinctively was so good. I don't know her. I'm not buying her armor. Get out of here. Oh my god, that made me so happy. Well, I can't think of a better way to close this moment than that. So
I
Thank you for that,
I thought
Ramus.
it
We'll-
was Tuesday. It turns out it's Saturday.
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you. Well done.
That
Cool.
that flipped my
So,
AC
yeah, I think-
around now. I have 21 instead of 12. It's pretty good.
Hot damn. So well armored.
Nice.
You have 21 AC and 147 hit points.
It's pretty
Wait a
good.
minute. Does that AC allow for Dex bonus?
No, because I have 0 dex. So it's
He doesn't have a.
it's plate armor plus my shield plus 1 from my class. on shield.
Wow.
So it's 3 AC.
Oh,
from
and
that.
can you real quick for me, Ramus, because I'm going to count this as like having performed a carousing action. Can you make a persuasion check for me real quickly?
Oh,
Fail.
Ooh.
the worst
All right,
roll
so
for the worst time.
Somebody in this bar, so on the carousing results table, someone in this bar is not, and this is a good moment, right, where you're celebrating and everything, but in the background somebody in here is like, I
Well,
don't like that fucking guy.
Can he
And
use
you've got
inspiration after the fact or no?
No,
Okay,
it's
I
too
think
late.
so. Yeah.
So somebody in the bar, you've made an enemy with all of this business
You
today.
could lucky.
And we will see. Yeah, unless you want to use your lucky ability.
Actually, I'll use my lucky.
Yeah, you want to roll again?
Yeah.
Hey!
So for just a moment,
Hey,
so for just
the
a moment,
crit.
we see this
fucking
guy
crit.
we see this guy in the back of the bar, right? He's got his sword out and he's like sharpening it, and he's just like, he's got one eye and like a tattoo of a dragon, and he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill that Ramus Krill. And someone comes over and they have this geisha comes over and she's got a drink on a table. She holds it out and he looks up and she's like, it's from him. And you look across the room, we see Ramus, and you just like give him a little wave, and he's just like, a single tear slides down his rough cheek, and he puts his sword away. And he's
Jesus
like,
fucking
I love you, Ramus Krill. Perfect. Good. So instead of him being your enemy, you just made a shit ton of friends. So that's good.
We've been doing this
You're
6 years and 3 months, 4 months, and that might be the best episode that I've ever seen a singular character have.
I feel like, yeah, Ramus really blew it out of the water on the rolls on that one.
Like, good
I think
fucking
Dalen
Lord.
Dalen 9 will likely prove out the math, but oh boy. Good,
I mean,
good
I'm
work
saying
on
across
that one.
all role play shows, like the 7,000 hours or however many hours we've done, that might be the
It
best
certainly felt
episode.
like it, didn't it?
Yeah. That was a lot of
Yeah.
crits.
Good Lord.
Really was.
Let's do some shout outs. Fucking
Okay,
get away from
14,
this show.
20, 14, 20, 18, 18, 20, reroll 20.
Yep.
So 3 out of 6 rolls on a d20 that counted were crits.
Yeah. It's accurate. It's accurate.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna call an episode there. Max had a emergency come up, so we're not able to go for the next 2 hours. But we will be back next week. As far as I know, there are no issues with doing another show on our normal time next week on Tuesday. So we will finish up, or not finish up. We will continue with the story and see what happens to Z, because I think I'm probably most curious, because I've joined the good life at the bar, right? Like I'm getting some armor. I'm in Ramus land.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Zeke's just off to the fucking wolves once again. So we'll we'll see what happens. Zeke, why don't you start us
I
off?
hope you appreciate all this shit.
No,
I
I
had
do,
to
man.
fight through goddamn wolves and bad people and like all this kind of shit. And Raven's just like, I got a big old pile of money just for sitting here. How great am I?
I mean, you know,
God,
Ramus,
man, why are we leaving the void? Why are we even leaving?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Zeke, do some shout outs for us.
All right. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at /Ezekiel_I. I will be on Drop Frames tomorrow, and then after that, I'm on a new show. Well, it's not. I guess we could call it new anymore, but I'm on a show called Nocturne on Twitch.tv/Table Story. It's a supernaturally kind of feeling show. It takes place in modern day, except it's a little bit more intense, a little bit more dramatic, and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, and I've been really enjoying myself over there. So if you like role playing and you want to check that out, it's an hour after Drop Frames is over. But if you want to see me play video games, I'm resuming my journey through Judgment at noon Pacific time on Thursday. So that's all I got. Want to give a thank you to Adam, Max, JP, Dan. Always a good time.
Indeed. Thanks for being here. Dan, some shout outs for us.
Thanks for having me on the show. I'm DansGaming. A crazy episode, and it's fitting for the character since I had just leveled and I literally just took the lucky feat, and it's showing today, just like crazy. But unfortunately, this means that next episode I'm going to quickly fail every combat roll and die. But that's how it works in D&D. But thanks for having me on the show. What an amazing episode! And once again, I can't wait to see what happens next week.
It'll be fun for sure. Adam. Whoa, I can hear myself. That was,
Oh, there.
What the hell was that? That was loud. Adam, do some shout outs for us. What was that? I don't even know what that was. Go ahead, Adam.
Audio madness. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. This has been an episode of Quarter Swords. This is great. I love it. I mean, this is the thing. Sometimes the Chaos Plateau makes you feel like you can never succeed at anything, and other times it elevates you into glory. So thanks for coming along on the ride. I'm going to go and make a Q&A thread. So if you have questions about today's episode or about the world of Quarter Swords or anything at all related to the show, you can ask that. That's going to be live over at community.itmeJP.com. And I think the next time you'll see me is going to be tomorrow over at twitch.tv/D&D for an episode of my Magic set, Ravnica Dungeons & Dragons game, Jace Bellerin Must Die. So you can go and check that out, or you can find me on Twitter at Skinnyghost or twitch.tv/Adam Coble, where I live.
Cool. I would say let's not do goals because we didn't complete any, but me and Zeke actually did. We both completed a goal to get out of that fucking house.
Yeah, so we'll do goals. We'll set new goals now, and then I'll get Max to do his at the beginning of the next session, I guess. So let me get my calculator. Ramus, I think, like you.
I didn't really do any.
Your goals are find the claim, rescue the little action, and escape the necropolis. And you made a bunch of money, but not because you wanted to use it to do any of those things. You just made it to get it. So I think your rewards today were corporeal and not existential. Broken promises. I think it's reasonable to say you worked on all three of your goals, because going alone to the comedy is attempting to make the deal for Little Action, make the deal for Yodazo, and get them out of the city. Like, that's your whole purpose. You didn't do any of them, but you worked on all three. So it's your level times 50 3 times.
Okay.
Okay. And then Maharib, you did get out of Miss Tippett's. You were able to walk out of there on your own 2 legs. So for you, that is 2,200 experience.
Cool.
Yeah. So you need to have a new goal. Ramus, do you want to change your goals, or you want to keep them as is?
Yeah, I'm gonna change my goal from to make sure Broken Promises gets out safely instead of Little Action.
Okay. Which one? Little Action. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Broken Promises. Do you want to change any of yours? I mean, they seem pretty good. You're like in the middle of doing them.
I know. God, I hope the payday is worth it. But yeah, I don't want to change any.
So there is a chance that if you have a conversation that goes well with the petulant undead king of the underworld or whatever, if that goes well and the dice don't fuck you over, you could theoretically achieve all 3 goals next session. So that'd be cool. Yeah, so hang on to those. Okay. Maharib, escape the void, collect Yoda's remains. Question mark.
I will keep both of those. And then the new one will be honor the oath between Amira and Broken Promises.
Nice. So like another way of phrasing, kind of like Ramus's same thing. Like make sure that you get what you did. Okay. Cool. Amira and Broken Promises. Got it. Okay. Fantastic.
Cool. All right. All good. That's it once again for the episode. Thanks everyone for joining us here for Quarter Swords. We'll see you guys next Tuesday for more at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go do that Patreon post show. If you want to watch that, it's over at patreon.com/roleplay. And that VOD will get posted up a little bit later. If you want to listen to the audio version to this, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Music, anywhere where podcasts can be found. Just simply search for the word roleplay. We're out. We'll see you guys next Tuesday for more. Bye-bye.